Hi, my name is AniKaspar, and this is my sworn testimony, which I give to you under penalty of perjury and under full oath. It is 3:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 5/13/2017. Approximately 10 minutes ago, the U.S. Post Office once again colluded with the U.S. government to stalk, harass, and torment me with now yet another illegal IRS purported bill. The United States government has been doing this for quite some time with me, particularly since I tried to secure my accurate disability benefits starting actually on September 31st of 2016, although I had been acting to secure those benefits correctly for quite some time. The United States Social Security Office, along with the Internal Revenue Service, as well as many different governmental and non-governmental offices, have colluded to defraud me of more than $250,000 of my rightful Social Security disability payments, and have also colluded to defraud me of additional monies and to attempt to harass and torment me with fictional, fraudulent IRS bills that never existed, don't exist, and this was just a continuation of that today. The Internal Revenue Service had illegally, of course, and criminally misreported my earnings for more than 20 years. I suppose this was an event of retaliation and collusion with Wall Street to punish me for the civil rights actions that I had taken on behalf of women's rights in the class action of Cremens et al. Versus Merrill Lynch of 1997, and in reference to another class action that I helped form against Morgan Stanley for the same illegalities in 2004 and 5. There could be no other reason for this kind of behavior by the Internal Revenue Service, so very consistent over time, because it has a reputation of illegally working with the FBI and other organizations to harass and terrorize Americans who have the audacity to stand up for their human, civil, and constitutional rights. The IRS has a long history of this, and in fact, since 2013, it has been made publicly very clear that the IRS very definitively has committed fraud against women's groups as well as patriot groups in terms of tax harassment, which is exactly what I have had to endure with the IRS now for quite some time. This most recent act of harassment, after very serious fraud from it, is just more fraud and more of the same of its harassment. When I was finally able to get after the IRS basically harassed me and threatened me not to give me the accurate earnings for 25 years. When I was finally able to get many of the documents that were necessary, that the Social Security Administration, who also colluded with the IRS to defraud me of more than $250,000, when I was able to actually get those documents from the IRS had the nerve to say that I owed them money from 2000 and 2005, and that they had liened and levied me, but had not collected the funds. Now, the stupidity of these organizations is legendary, because the reality is that there were plenty of monies in Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, and Morgan Stanley at the time, and I can assure you, given the collusion between the Internal Revenue Service, Wall Street, the FBI, the CIA, and obviously the U.S. Post Office and a wide variety of other governmental organizations here in the United States, I can assure you that if there were liens and levies against my person, they would have gotten every dollar out of my account without doubt. So, to further perpetrate against my person, which started immediately upon the UN filing as of March 18th, 2017, by creating yet another fictitious and fraudulent tax demand by the IRS, is just ridiculous. I mean, really, America, where do you think you are? And who do you think you are? Really? You think that you can, like, torture people, destroy their assets, destroy their lives, destroy their DNA with directed energy weapons, and then harass them on a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock with the U.S. Post Office colluding with the Internal Revenue Service to commit financial fraud and tax fraud? Really? Wow, y'all are truly the dark triad people that we know and love. So this is my sworn testimony that once again, the Internal Revenue Service, in collusion with the United States Post Office and God only knows who else, because clearly this is retaliation for the UN filing. Clearly this is retaliation for all the postings that I have done in the past 6 weeks since I have been aggressively assaulted by directed energy weapons of many different types, shapes, and sizes and frequencies. This is clearly more retaliation for me going public about this. And this again is AniKaspar on 5/13/2017 at approximately 3:17 p.m. This is my sworn testimony. I did not accept the package. I will not. I did leave a message for a Miss Teresa Licati, who was supposed to more than 4 weeks ago address this issue. I was referred to her here in the Southern Florida district, but knowing how criminal Florida is, wow. And she's done nothing, but I did leave a message with her, lost a little bit of my temper, but I'm sure you can understand. And now I will be forwarding this to the press internationally, as well as to the UN, and also to Senator Rubio, Senator Winan, and Senator Rand Paul, because I understand they, with Mike Pence, are trying to understand why it is that Americans like myself, illegally listed and outrageously, lawlessly tormented by our government and a wide variety of NGOs as well over a very extended period of time, because we have simply asked for our human, civil, constitutional rights, continue to be not only listed, but dramatically assaulted and actually have murder attempted against our person, because if you think changing somebody's DNA is not attempted murder, especially with radiation, well, they got to get back to school then. Strange days. This is AniKaspar. This is my sworn testimony. I'm sorry I'm having too much fun with it, but this is just outrageous. And of course, I get $760 a month to live on, as opposed to $2,500 a month after losing a $25 million career on Wall Street, because Wall Street was so outrageously illegal and fraudulent and wildly, wildly, wildly violating of gender rights. And then Social Security colludes with the IRS to steal $250,000 of my money. And the U.S. Post Office in Sarasota, Florida has the nerve to show up to harass me with a certified letter from the illegal and criminally corrupt IRS that once again is committing more tax and financial fraud. Wow, this is a party. Thank you so much, and I do apologize. I may be reached at ANNE Kaspar, Kaspar at the number 8 at gmail.com, or at 941-356-8007. Thank you.